Warning, this is all financial advice. You can invest in any way that will make you feel comfortable. This is just a full breakdown of the stock to help you invest into a company that will help you grow your portfolio for the long term. Thank you.
It's time to hone your skills. You'll certainly need it.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome to Black Money. How you guys doing? Black people, listen, we're going to be reviewing Costco's. I always wanted to get into this company to see what this company is really about, because I wonder why you need a membership to get food. So, yeah, food and I believe they sell furniture. Costco is pretty much like an all-around type of store, warehouse, basically. So we're going to be looking a little bit more deeper and see what's under the hood of Costco. So, black people, listen. What we're going to be looking at is what's going on in the chart. So what I like to do in the chart is look between the 6 months, 1 year, and 5 year or max. So when we look into the 6 month value, we can see the picks here. They've been around a 900 average, pretty good, but they did hit that million in the stock price once here with the 2.7 volume, which is very impressive. But you see here, they took an actual dip here, which would take them down to 960, 65, 73. So Costco's is very cool. Stock price is around 921. So we can definitely see the peaks here where they actually hit the million, but it's kind of weird because they can't really stay at that price point, which is interesting to me. But they took a big dip here in 2026 would bring them down to 946, which is their lowest. So we see here the drops is steady, somewhat coming. So they stand around the I would say around the 900, 950 range. So we can see the peaks here. They actually hit the million here within a year, but their 5 year mark has been pretty much green the whole time. So they just stand around that 940-ish, 900-ish. I would say 900 to 950 would be the range they pretty much stay in mostly, but max, they've been doing pretty good. Because remember, and that's kind of crazy though. Remember back in 1986, Costco's was $9. That's crazy. You could have 10 times X your stuff if you wouldn't invest in. If you was born in 1987. That's kind of crazy. But just like I always say, let's get into the hood. So we can see here, 52 weeks, they got 341K employees, which is wow. They can actually sustain that type of flow of people to run their company. So we definitely gonna get in the hood and see what that employer's inventory actually comes into play with as well. So let's jump into the net income, which is going to be their financials and the cash flow situation here. So their net income is in the billions, which is very good. So actually seeing them actually operating, but they're operating here. So they take in their income is taken in from the cash operation. So you look at the operation, how much they cost to run the company, which they got 34,000 employees, which is crazy. So they're taking a big hit at 3.45 billion. So the net income is probably not in the billions, it's probably in the millions because they're taking the hit on the operation itself. They need the people to run the operation. They need the people to actually import, export, stuff like that. So they're taking a big hit on the operation. So we actually getting a little bit more here. So as we see here, we can see why they take a hit on operation, because we can see here the change in inventory, which is crazy, by the way. The change of inventory, which they was in the negative in 2025, and they're in the negative of 457 million, which is crazy. So their net income is not correct. So their net income is lower because they're spending more on cash operations and they're spending more on inventory. So it looked like they're not getting rid of most of the stuff that they're selling. So that's interesting for Costco to be the stock price that it is at $921. So let's dig a little deeper as we see what we're investing in. So we looked at the cash operations. We look at the change of inventory. Change of inventory is pretty decent. So the change of inventory is not doing good as well. The next one is going to be cash from investing. So the cash from investing, I would see, is very in the negative. So they're all in the negative from cash from investing. So they actually pull cash from investing to invest back into the operations and trying to catch up with the inventory of the change of inventory, because I sell multiple stuff in Costco. So I believe they're buying this stuff wholesale from other companies and have nothing to invest from their cash internal. So right now they're in the billions for investing. They're in the negative. So they have nothing from their investments. And this is Costco for $921 a stock. Interesting. Something to think about there. The real crux is the cash from financing. So that's what's really going to tell us what they're doing. So as we see here, they was in 1.59 billion, 1.17 billion, 730 million, and still in the negative for 278 million. So I guess for them renting and financing all these warehouses, that's why they're in debt. So we can see here, the cash from the financial is really not doing good. So we can see here that cash from financing is not good at all. So the free flow cash and the unlevered cash they have is 2.9 billion, which is decent. The unlevered cash is 2.21 billion. So they have no cash they have no cash flow, and they have no unlevered cash, which means they don't have money to work with, and they don't have money to put back into the operations, which they're doing, but they're taking a loss at the same time. So yo, what's up, guys? This your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. I want you to hit the link in the description below for my zero investment books. We have a quick sale going on for $7. Link will be in the description below or in the comments below as well, so you can get a chance to get the $7 deal and other things that you want to learn how to invest and take your investing to the next level. So I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna catch you guys there. That's not good. That's not good at all for Costco's. And once again, guys, the crazy part about investing in the Costco's with this type of negative uncash flow is that you're spending $921.75 per stock, and you see this company is not sustainable. So that comes with a bit of a problem. So we're going to be looking at the balance sheet. The balance sheet is really going to give us the real, nuts and bolts of how this company actually run. So we can look at the inventory. They got 18, 21, 18, 19. So they have plenty of inventory, which is crazy because they spending more on the operations and net income. If they got this much inventory, why are their net income is not sustainable and having the cash flow that they said they have in their net income? So that's a lie. So Costco's is really not selling anything or getting the influx, as they say. So that's a lie. We're going to look into the current assets. So the assets is here. So their total current assets is Costco. So that's really pretty much self-explanatory. They do all this stuff in-house. So I can see 43, 45. That's cool. No problem with that at all. So their asset is their company. A lot of people don't know that they don't have outside current assets. Their current asset is their company. So they'll buy shares of their own company and leverage it as an asset. So, stockholders look at it. If we own our own stocks, we make more money because you have the IPO of the company. Pretty much that's investing. So take that into account of why the stock price is so high. So yeah, a lot of people is investing in the Costco's, which is totally weird, actually. But I guess people look at Costco's as a big alternative, which is crazy. No prepaid expenses. But you can see here, total and current expenses is 7.8 bill, 8. So we see where the money is going. Just like I said, the current expenses. So to run this company, it costs around an average of $8 billion to run Costco's fully, as a full-fledged company, and they're taking a loss running this company, which is pretty insane if you think about it. So I really wouldn't invest in the Costco's if it takes $8 billion to run this company. I wouldn't do it. That's not good. Long-term investments, they got 1.51, so they got 4.21 bills. So that's the assets from the company that's in praise. So when you look at the other long-term assets, they got stuff outside of it, but it's not going to be sustainable long-term because shoot, they put all their money into Costco. So I want to look at it, but their total assets is very decent, 80, 83. That's because they're investing back in their companies. They're buying their shares back and putting it in operation while people still invest. So that's why the stock price is so high, and investors and stuff like that. So you got companies that's investing into them as well. Just like I said, I also forgot to reintroduce Costco does pay dividends. Actually, they pay 5 point a share within a dividend, approximately 61% recent quarterly dividend. So what I don't like about this is, when you look at these, endeavors here, they pay quarterly, which you get this, I mean, pretty much twice a year, about 3 times a year. So decent. So you get $1. One, they have $15, which is crazy to have in 2023 if you was investing in the Costco's. But now they stick to the $1, $1.40, $1.50, stuff like that. So if you really want to invest into it, but this stock price is gonna kill you in the long run, I don't see how that would work. I would probably invest into a ETF or something like that, but buying it solely, you're not going to make anything. Your investment is your savings, basically. That's just my take on it. But we're going to look into the bullish view and the bearish view. So with the Costco's 4-time PE, which is, whatever, they're wanting to give a consistent double-digit earning and low to membership base. The membership is what's making the money, and the strong comparable sales growth by 6 and 7%. I don't get that, because y'all are running in a negative off the influx of your net income, which is the inventory that you're putting into, which you're financing these buildings. So I don't see how the sales growth is actually expecting. Your membership is working, but your sales growth, no, I don't believe that. Bernstein outperformed the rating of Wall Street contentious target at 1 million. They already hit this twice. They can't sustain this number. They can't sustain that in a long period of time. It's a brief moment, but it's not going to be forever, because y'all still going to be between the 950. I think Costco's breaking point is going to be 950 in stock price. That's it. Between 900 and 950. They're not going to sustain this number. So that is dead. Implying 70% upside, not going to happen. Reflect the confidence that the premium validation is sustainable. No, it's not. It's not. Because we can see here, if you really want to go back to it, to the 1 year, y'all are peaking at this, but look at the drops y'all get right after, which is around the 950. Was I not lying? So we already know that's a lie. So basically, but the trading there, 59%. Now this makes sense. Now the trading, a lot of people trade Costco. Now that makes sense, because, it's going to hit a high, it's going to hit a low, it's going to hit a high, it's going to hit a low. So we can see that actually being, a 50 times earning situation, because people are trading. But Costco validates and seeing that it's structurally inflated. Yeah, I told you it's inflated. Related of declaring the growth of trajectory and the future at 10% growth rate does not justify such as a stretch multiple, making stocks vulnerable to meaningful downside and growth expectation is disappointed, because people are not going to believe that's going to be $1 million stock company. They're not going to sustain that. They don't even have the capital or the net income or the inventory to sell or the sales increase I just showed you with their own chart. So yes, the trading is what's making this company valuable. The influx of sales, no. The trading, that's it. That's all you got. Then you're just buying your own shares up and just flipping your company. That's it. But to run this company fully, it costs around $8 billion. And y'all net income is not even matching what y'all invest into the company solely just off of operations alone. So all of that's a lie. So, bye. Costco is really hiding a lot of stuff here, which is crazy. So we look at their owner's call. Of course, their owner's call is going to be pretty decent. I'm really not sustainable. They had a couple of bad years, but they made the money back, which is 79 bills, 60. And this is the crazy part. Now, pay attention to this. Now, their influx for the 2026, they made 70.53 billion, right? Pay attention to that. They made 53 billion dollars, right? You get me, right? Cash flow, your net income is what? Where's that money going? You just answered your own question. It doesn't make sense. So this bears is the trading. People are trading this company. We're going to look into the census, which is going to be a high buy, high low situation. So we have to look at that being a big ordeal too, as well, for this company to actually run. So a lot of people are going to buy. A lot of, it's crazy because the outsource of the 23, they say 61% recommend to buy, 35% recommend to hold, and 1% give it to sell rating. So if you're buying Costco, okay, buy Costco. You buy it. But I'm just saying, 921.75. It's crazy because, let me see here. So we got a calculator, right? Open it up. I actually want to start doing this so y'all know what to invest in and what not to invest in, because it gives a little bit more strength of what you're investing into. So what I do is I take the company amount and put the regular number on how much times I will buy in this company. So what you would do here, you would take 921, right? At this stock price here, 75. Then you want to times it how many shares you want to buy from it. So let's say if we want to buy 10, let's say if we want to buy 5 shares, right? Just 5 shares of this company. Look how much you got to pay to get 5 shares of this company. Do you think this is a good company to invest in? It's going to take you $4,000 to even break to own 5 shares of this company. Do you know what you can do with $4,000 if you invest in something else, or an ETF that has multiple companies in that? So I recommend doing ETFs. Also, index funds, a very good choice for this $4,000 you can put into, or weekly stocks that you can really make your bang of your money from weekly stocks with $4,000. So just to let you guys know, don't invest in Costco if you really want to pay that share price. But overall, ETFs and index funds would be the best way to invest into this company. As you see here, you times about that just 5 shares. And it's crazy because we can take this same number, right, which is 75. Let's say if we want to buy 100 shares, 92,000. For 100 shares of Costco, it will cost you $92,000. Do you know what you could do with $92,000 if you would? But to each his own. If you want to invest into Costco, you can. Totally up to you. But if you want to take your money and expand it even more, I would recommend doing ETFs or index funds for Costco's. So that's about it. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video.